So I'm Melanie. I am a hike leader in the Montgomery County area, and then I also like to do other hiking retreats, backpacking things, and I usually invite other women or couples to come with me and do these things with me. And so the newest one that we're doing, and we've teamed up with Hope, and we're doing a hiking, glamping, yoga, forest bathing retreat. Now we're going this way.
Nat wants to work with us.
Yes.
Maybe.
And I've decided, so I've come to the conclusion that we need to come up with a better name. Maybe we can brainstorm names too.
Okay.
And if anybody in your audience has any ideas for name, I think a name that would be fun too.
Yeah.
Because right now it's named as the description, right? Glamping, hiking, yoga, retreat.
Yes.
Right? And that's really a description. It's not really a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
People are like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
hiking,
We're hiking.
glamping.
What are we trying to accomplish with these retreats? What's the outcome?
I love that. So the outcome is to introduce people to the beauty of the national forest, introduce people to forest bathing and just the benefits of being outside in nature and being surrounded by the trees. And there's some scientific stuff that goes on with that. The phytocyanides, that the oils that the trees emit, right? And then there's the fractal patterns that the trees have that we're just naturally drawn to and gives us a sense of calm. And so allowing people to get out there, get into nature, have that freedom to just relax and de-stress, right? And so that's my goal, is to help people just get out there, relax, de-stress.
Get some movement in their bodies.
Get some movement in their bodies.
Get some fresh air in their lungs.
Fresh air in their lungs. Exactly. Exactly.
Some beautiful nature scents.
Oh gosh, yes. I have a beautiful nature trail that's right beside where we're set up. It's one of my favorite little spots. It's a very easy trail to do. There's not a lot of ups and downs, but there is a little bit. Just a couple of little creeks that you have to navigate. So you want to be able to feel comfortable going up and down a little bit, but we're there to help you if you need some help getting up and down.
That's what I was going to ask you. So like some of these women who are coming to these hiking retreats can be a little intimidated by the amount of work it takes to hike certain areas. So if I was one of those people, I would be asking you, like, am I fit enough to do this?
Right. If you can comfortably walk, let's say 3 to 4 miles, you'll be able to do this hike, because we're not going to do it fast. We're going to do it at a slow, comfortable pace. We'll help people through the tricky spots. And there's not a lot of tricky spots on this path that we have, but there's still roots, there's still trees, it's still nature. It's a natural path. We're not going to be on a paved path. It's a very natural dirt path. So you want to make sure that you have just a good pair of walking shoes. Whether your tennis shoes will be just fine. You don't have to go and buy hiking boots or anything like that. But like I said, it'll be very similar to the path that we're on today.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice. We picked a good day to do this.
It's a perfect day to do this. Yes. And the hiking retreat is going to be held December 7th and 8th. So that's a Saturday morning. We'll meet up early. And then December 8th is a Sunday, and we'll wrap it up early Sunday afternoon so that people can, get back to their lives in the daytime. I don't like having people drive in the dark. So
that was one of the things that I was thinking about as trying to plan some things like this, that you're already doing a lot of these.
Good.
But is the convenience, because a lot of people, they don't feel like they can get away from their lives too long. And so a lot of these are just maybe an hour. Some of the ones you do are a little bit further, and hopefully you're going to be doing some ones that are much further.
Oh, you mean like hikes?
In the future. Yeah, like some of your little trips that you're doing, your retreats.
Yeah.
But having the convenience of being kind of close to home in case that you feel... I remember going on my first retreat by myself, and I had this anxiety attack because I went to Tyler, from Houston to Tyler by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I rented a car.
Yeah.
I was going to this ladies retreat all by myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever been anywhere like driving by myself.
Right.
Going to this thing, and it was actually like a very humbling and enlightening and empowering experience, because I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm dealing with my anxiety of just being alone on the road, going to a place where I know nobody, you know, and have this experience just for me. So it's like sort of started that whole self-care journey for me, really, like learning to do things for myself and give myself love again, and experiencing other ladies' journeys as well, like communicating with them. So it's been really neat. So this is the kind of stuff that you're going to encounter on these retreats, is community with some people going through some of the same things you are. The part that I'm trying to put into the retreats is the spiritual journey with movement of yoga, of breath work, of meditation, and some self-awareness. I think that's a good tool for everybody to explore, to really try to find out who their true selves are, to get down to like, what are the things that you're trying to achieve in your life, or what things that you don't want that are not working in your life. So those are the kind of things that we get into. And
I love that.
Yeah, it can be deep, but so one of the things I like to explain to people, and it's kind of in our nature now, we think everything's broken and we're always trying to fix something, right? And I don't want people to always think that they're trying to fix something about themselves, because that can lead to very negative behaviors and patterns that we have, and reflect bad vibes to everybody around us. So even if you're not trying to work on something, these things are just a good way to ground, reset, disconnect from social media. I know that's kind of weird because I'm talking to you guys through a video.
I know, I love that, right?
But it is a part of the work that I have to do and that she has to do in order for us to get our messages out to you guys.
Absolutely. That's right.
Yeah. So
absolutely. Yeah, I love what you say about, well, first of all, the empowerment part of allowing yourself to go to that retreat, right? That very first one that you went to over in Tyler. Because that's like 99% of the battle, is just allowing yourself to take that step and arranging your life so that you can take that step. You know I've had situations in my life where, you know, I wanted to do things, but then felt I couldn't do things because I didn't have, let's call it the back office.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it didn't have whatever needed to go on in the background so that I could step away. And so just helping guide people and say, it's okay, you can do this. This is a very normal thing to do. You know, guys go hunting and fishing all the time.
I know.
Right? So we can go, well, if you want to go hunt and fish, you can. But if you want to go on a yoga and hiking retreat, I think that's more up my alley.
Yeah. And
I think it's more in tune with a lot of other ladies. And, you know, just having that space and allow people to, you know, step away from their lives to have that break. And like I mentioned before, the phytocyanides of the trees, they have very healing properties for us. And it's important for us for stress relief, for reducing inflammation in our bodies, and to be able to heal. Even though we might not think that we have something to heal from, but the trees will help us heal.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of my biggest missions in life is just to introduce the forest to people and have them become aware of, you know, what a great resource we have in Montgomery County and in this area.
Yeah, I mean, I know the area is growing and a lot more people are coming into the city and building up communities, but you really do have these resources at like the tips of your fingers. They're really not that far to drive to. And I mean, look, it's literally so pretty out here.
It's gorgeous.
I gotta work with this thing here. Trying to show everybody.
Trying to follow, I think they can see. Whoop, they can see the sky. They can see the they can see the trees behind us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what's your highest thing that you're doing right now, the thing that you're most passionate about. A little bit, maybe a background story on how you started doing this. Like, what did you have something happen, or what caused you to want to start sharing these journeys with people?
For sure. The starting way back when.
Not to get personal
Not
with
to
you.
get personal. It's all right. No, it's all good. Back in 2018, I was going through a leadership development program. And in that leadership development program was, you know, they had you think of, well, what is something that you really want to do, right? That you haven't been able to do. And they said, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, just write it down. It's not a big deal, right? It's like, okay, fine. So I wrote down this Kilimanjaro thing.
Oh.
I wanted to do Kilimanjaro for like 30 years.
That's big.
It is big. Now, hold it. We're going to pause because
Okay.
I want to show you this very special part of the forest. So if you know where you're going, here, let's turn it around. All right, so we've been walking for a couple of minutes. All right, so now right behind my head, right in there is where we're gonna walk. Now there's no sign, right? But we're gonna turn around and we're gonna go in there and you're gonna see something really fun. It's actually my favorite little spot of the forest.
Okay.
Yeah, so come on this way. All right, so Kilimanjaro, yeah, it was a dream that I wanted to do, and you know, it took me 30 years to finally realize that dream, but I kept on putting it on the back burner and putting it on the back burner. And then I had all these excuses. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money.
Yeah.
My family, I can't leave my family. You know, that back office stuff that I had talked about earlier?
Yeah.
I didn't have any of that in place for me to be able to go and do the things that I wanted to do. And so here, let's turn around. Well, let's get a little closer.
Okay.
And so once the coaching program helped me get all those things in place.
Unblocked you?
And unblocked me, yes. And I started to wake up and learn stuff. All right, so let's turn around. This is a nice, cute suspension bridge. Can you see the bridge behind me? Yeah, you can see the bridge behind me. There it is.
Oh.
And so this is part of the Sweet Leaf Nature Trail that's here at W.G. Jones. And if you have kids or you just want to go out for your own restorative walk, just come park in the parking lot, just do a straight up walk. I can even post, you know, what the trail looks like and the trail link to how to get here. And then you come in and you can go over this fun suspension bridge, and it's just this cute nature walk that takes you.
I'm gonna follow you walking across.
Okay.
I think it will.
I turn around and say hi.
How cute.
Yeah. It's a little wobbly, don't fall off.
Oh. Hold on to the side rails.
Yeah, hold on.
Very cute.
All righty, nice, hi. So so when I declared I was gonna go do Kilimanjaro again, I was 80 pounds heavier than I am right now. And there were a lot of things that I had to put in place to be able to accomplish that goal. And one of them, of course, was I had to learn some of the hiking trails, darn it.
I know, right? And you got to just sometimes you might feel a little lost on these things.
Right.
And being alone, too, that's another thing. So I feel like having a group of people that you can do these with is an excellent idea, especially for women who feel maybe a little bit unsafe.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. And so just learning and finding some friends and getting out on some regular hikes and really focusing on that diet and health and weight loss and, you know, really pulling my act together so that I can go and do the things that I wanted to do. And so now I lead hikes regularly for women and men too. So there's lots of co-ed hikes too, because you know what? Guys need help too.
I know, right?
Right? And at first I was very focused on, oh, it's women only, it's women only, it's women only. And so now I'm getting into I'll lead some co-ed hikes for the Lone Star Hiking Trail Club. And those are co-ed, but pretty much the rest of the hikes that I do, they're ladies only. So you can see here we have some trees falling down, and that's from Beryl and the derecho floods. Yeah, there you go. And so the trail gets a little bit diverted just off to the side here. Oops. If you ever do any forest bathing or anything, let's come in here. This is like a favorite spot for people to come in and just do a little sit down. Have you ever heard of a sit spot in forest bathing?
No. I think forest bathing is kind of new to people. I was like just raised as a kid out in the woods all the time, so it feels natural for me, but
right.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. So forest bathing, or Shinrin Yoku, was coined, that term was coined by the Japanese in 1980, and they found that there were healing benefits of the forest. And I think a lot of us, we know that already, but I find that we have to put a term to something and develop it, right?
I know,
people have to write books about it, I guess, right? And so Shinrin Roku, and they did some studies on people's blood pressure before they went in, and then people's blood pressure after they came out of their forest experience, and they documented that heart rates would lower, blood pressure would lower, and they used it as a form of therapy to help reduce the stress in their daily lives.
Forest bathing.
And so that's
I love
bathing.
that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be prescribed forest bathing than medicine.
Right? Exactly. So this is a favorite little area. People will come and just kind of sit on the edge of the creek here. The creek is here, and so there's lots of place to spread out and just kind of hang out. And here, maybe go up and see if they can see the creek at all. There we go. The creek's down there. Yeah, very nice. Beautiful little area. I love it. Yeah, so the benefits of forest bathing, right? Just getting out in nature and just allowing yourself to de-stress and relax and take your time and lower that blood pressure and lower that heart rate down and breathe in the trees and look at the different plants and things like that. But that's how I started, was because of Kilimanjaro, and I grew up with two parents who liked to camp and fish, and they would hunt. And I feel like it's getting back to my roots also, like you said. Yeah.
It just feels natural.
Yeah.
When I work a lot, especially, I have a logistics job. So when I work all the time or I'm stuck in an office, I just feel like, let me out of this place.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel that way too. Like you need to be out. You also need the sunshine. We all felt trapped in a box when we worked, So this is just a good way to get out. So did you do Kilimanjaro? I
did. I've actually summited 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first time I went solo. I had to push through.
That was
oh gosh, that wasn't the original plan, right? The original plan was, so the leadership development program, they say, it doesn't matter, just write it down, right? Not a big deal. But then they say, okay, now you have to make it about community.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, how do I make that? Because you have to make it important enough, it has to be something bigger than you.
Okay.
So how do you make it about community? And for myself, it was like, I want it to be a women's empowerment trip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I had recruited for a whole year. I recruited people. I didn't have the network of people that I have now. And here's a little,
come on,
a little ravine spot. Here, let it focus on me. Come here, here, puppy. There it is. Hi. All right, so there's a little ravine here on the Sweet Leaf Nature Trail, and I'll just go through it, and hopefully the gyroscope will follow me.
I'll get better at this, I promise, guys.
There we go.
So
and then this next spot, is it still following me? It is.
Yes.
This next
spot, marked, lady.
I got like a target on me. So this next spot is kind of a giant step up. Let me give you. You got it?
I got it.
There you go. It's a little wobbly. All right.
I have to add this to my list of places I jump.
Oh, you got it? Ooh. There we go. Careful. All right.
See if it remembers you.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then watch your step coming up here. There's lots of roots.
Big knobby things there.
Big knobby things. Yeah, exactly.
Is that like, I guess people are kicking that.
What's that?
The wood.
Oh, maybe. Or it could be like woodpeckers or something. Sapsuckers. All right. Look at how pretty.
It is.
It's gorgeous. All right, watch your step through here. It's really rooty. All right, so making it, so with Kilimanjaro. Mm-hmm. So through the leadership development program, I had to make it about community. I recruited for about a year. I had 3 people signed up. And then 6 weeks before we were set to leave, it was time to book our flights and do our final deposits, right? Or do our final payments. Well, all 3 of them backed up. So I was
the
left.
second time?
That was the first time.
Oh, the first time.
The first
okay.
time. And so 6 weeks before I was leaving, it's like, oh, okay, I had a decision to make. Mm-hmm. Do I wait again? Mm-hmm. Or do I just do it?
Yeah.
But now I'm doing it by myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I did it.
That was definitely empowering.
It was empowering. I did it. There was lots of
shit. And I got to go by myself.
There was lots. Yeah, just do it. There's lots of self-doubt. Mm-hmm. I always have that self-doubt in my head. Kind of that, you know, you have the good guy and the bad guy on your shoulders, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I have lots of great ideas, and then there's little self-doubt sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, trying to nag at you to stop you from doing some of the things that you want to do. Yeah. Yeah, so lots of self-doubt, but I pushed through. I did it. I went, summited Kilimanjaro, came back, and then now I've gone 3 times. And the second time I went, I had a group of 7 come with me. And then this last time that we went in 2024, just this last July, we had a group of 14.
Wow.
Yeah. It was great. Really, really empowering. We've also gone to Iceland. Was another trip that we did. We did 6 or 7 backpackers, went and did 5 days in Iceland. And now we're doing the glamping retreat out at the Sam Houston National Forest, which I'm really excited about, just because it's close to home and it's more accessible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, doing something like Kilimanjaro is a really big beast.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't done many like away from home types of things, because I was always running a business or trying to do classes or whatever my 5 jobs were at the time.
Right. Right.
So, I applaud you for that. That is a big undertaking. And I think that all these other little retreats are hopefully can inspire some other people to do some of these things that they've always wanted to do, like bucket list items. You know, it does take time. It does take money.
It does. Yeah.
And
you have to organize whatever you need to order
to do it.
Yep. We're going to go over this little bridge over here.
Okay. So, what do you think one of the biggest fear? Was it the being alone? Was it just being far, far away? Like what?
What if something happens and I don't know what to do?
Okay.
Yeah. Was the biggest fear, like the what ifs.
So what did you do to prepare yourself for that? Or did you say, oh, I'm just going to do it? You got some bravery.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
And then it's also, you know, you think of some of the what ifs, but you can't prepare for all the what ifs.
Never.
Right? And when I went that first time to Kilimanjaro, it was, you know, I did not imagine that my suitcase would not get delivered and my backpack and my hiking boots wouldn't show up.
Really testing you, wasn't it?
That wasn't part of my what ifs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But dealt with it, and the suitcase made it just in time, and we figured it out and worked together with my guide, and he was amazing, and just trusting in others to help you figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a community.
Yourself that you have the willpower, the strength.
Exactly.
You know.
To figure those things out.
I really do think that's kind of what we've gotten away from, is kind of outsourcing all these things to other people, whether that be our healthcare or our food sources. outsourcing instead of really looking to what can we do for ourselves to make this the most natural, the most healthy, the best environment, the healthiest atmosphere to be around, which is, I think this is a pretty healthy atmosphere.
This is a great atmosphere.
But yeah, I think we've lost trust in ourselves.
Right, I can see that. Yeah.
And wanting everybody to give us an answer. Oh, where are you going? Wanting everybody to give us an answer for what the thing is that we need to do. And
versus trusting yourself and knowing, or your body and knowing what it needs.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think we've kind of pushed down that intuition, and we haven't allowed it to, come back up and tell us what we're supposed to do. I know for me, some of my self-care things that I do, one is this: get out in nature as often as I can, at least 3 times a week, if not more. I know if I'm having a particular stressful day, and I haven't had one for a long time, like where you get really stressed out and frustrated about things, I would come to the forest and just do a 20-minute power walk. Don't fall over stuff. 20-minute walk in the forest, and it would just it would de-stress me, it would calm me. I would, allow the situation to unfold however it needed to unfold, rather than me trying to control it. Right? And it's like, it's going to be what it's going to be because it's really out of my control. Yeah, and that's the things that would stress me out the most. What do you do for self-care?
I still do yoga a lot, not as much as I used to. I like to work out, lift weights, because I am aging and want to have strong bones and muscles.
Yeah.
I dig in the earth a lot. So recently I'm doing a lot of homesteading stuff. I'm fixing a chicken coop, and I started beekeeping, and that's a new thing. And now talk about fear.
I don't want to get stung by a bee.
Yeah. So I like to put myself in really hard situations.
Sure.
And then, challenge myself. But self-care, I probably should get more massages.
Me too.
Considering I'm a massage therapist, but I'm very picky. And play drums.
Oh, fun.
So I'm a drummer.
Nice.
So I do a lot of things. I think something I learned early on is that people have this visual in their mind of what meditation looks like. This is meditation, walking out here alone or with a group of people and just not talking and kind of listening and paying attention to all the sounds and smells that are going on. So that's one of the things I always try to tell people right at first is just erase that visual and find the thing that really makes you feel in flow with nature, in flow with your breath, in flow with music. Find those golden moments and stay with it,
That's beautiful. While you were talking, I was like, just taking a breath, and it's like, yeah, that's what we need to do. Just go with that flow and allow yourself those moments.
Yeah.
Of course, there's those moments where we have to get stuff done and we're doing things and we're not in that flow sense. But daily, so for myself, for daily self-care, the 2 things that I do for sure is first thing in the morning, so that I start my day off great. I do a 3-minute breath work, and then I have a 10-minute meditation. And it's a guided meditation. I just put on an app and say, give me 10 minutes worth of guided meditation. And I just lay there, and my husband is there too. And we just close our eyes and we do our meditation. And it just starts the day off great.
That's a good way to kind of center yourself.
Yeah.
The breath work too is very impactful and powerful. A lot of people haven't experienced some of those things, but we kind of check out of that rest and digest system and are always in this fight or flight, shallow breathing, kind of multitasking. And so if you begin your day with something like that, I find that's a good way to do that. I wish I had a bath. That was one of the other things. I'm in an RV.
Like a bathtub?
A bathtub.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was part of my nightly ritual was hot bath, Epsom salts.
You'll have to get yourself a portable hot tub or something
and
put it outside.
I need to do that. And it's part of what I need to figure out this before the next summer. So
yeah, nice.
But yeah. there's lots of things that you can do. I think what the retreat is teaching you is that you don't have to have any specific way, but just do something.
A way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a way.
Do something, and it can look all kinds of ways. Another thing is the sound healing. It's been pretty big part of what I like to show people and have them experience. So
I'm excited to see that. I've only done one sound bath, and I'm excited that you'll be able to share that with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
I've had people have many different. Why are you doing that? Like see something. Is there
something, and then it
nymphs
says
out here that are following us. It's catching a butterfly or something.
something, and it says, "Woo! Let's look at the pretty bird."
It's trying to show you what the park looks like.
Yes, I love that. So, if people wanted to come to the retreat, what do you think they need to bring for the meditation parts of it? We want to make sure they have an extra blanket or towel or something.
I think if they have, depending on weather, obviously, if they have, because when you're laying down in meditation, yoga, you're going to be moving your body, so you're going to be a little bit warmer.
Right.
But for meditation, you know, your temperature is going to drop, and you're going to, you know, might be a little bit cooler. So maybe a shawl or an extra little throw blanket or a pillow or something. Because, you know, some people have a hard time laying flat on their back.
Right. Yeah.
So if you have a bolster or a pillow you can put under your knees, that's a good thing to do. I always have extra mats, and I use a rolled up mat and put under my legs.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. And I like to do that too. When I'm laying down, I like to have my knees a little bit propped up. Yeah. It just makes it more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing special. I definitely recommend bringing a journal.
Oh, yes.
It never fails. Somebody always forgets. So I bring extras, but part of this retreat is going to be some self-reflection or introspection. And kind of figuring out a way for you to kind of start some things.
Beautiful. You know? And I want to mention with journaling, you don't have to write words. You can doodle. You can draw pictures.
Yeah.
I'm more of a doodle or picture person, and then I'll do little phrases here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So journaling, I've had a lot of people talk to me about this too, and I'm like, just getting it out of you.
Right.
Whether it's shit, this day was the shittiest day, and all the curse words that you want to throw in there. I hate this, or I don't like this, or my body feels like this, whatever that is. Or it could be, oh my God, I had the most amazing experience. Or like you, picking up a flower that you found on your walk and putting that in your book. Right. I'm a collector, so.
Are you? I usually end up with rocks.
Those get real heavy.
They do get heavy. Or photographs. I take a lot of photographs. It's like I'm looking at the fungi and the lichen on the trees there, and it's like, oh, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
But that's part of that biophilia and the fractal patterns that our bodies are just naturally drawn to. That gives us a sense of peace and calm. That's why we like fires so much, just the flickering flames, and then also watching a fish in a fish tank. It's also very calming. It's because those patterns and that natural flowing movement. Yeah. Was it following now?
No, I was seeing where the little X was that's following.
Oh, right.
I love the technology.
That was funny.
That's why I have to get out into this nature.
Well, thank you for taking the time to come and go for a walk with me in the forest here. It's beautiful.
To know you. You're super cool and have a lot of knowledge and know like all the cool trailheads now, right?
I do. Yes, I do.
I've never been to this park. So what do you want to tell people? Any last words that you might want to share? Wait, let me get it on you. Oh, you better not turn away.
Hello. Okay, well, it does it. Yeah. What do I want to share? That's such a great question.
Yeah.
just get out there, right? I started this company. It's called Just Hyke.
Yes.
And
Thank
so
you for reminding me.
just hike, you know, explore, hike, and thrive. It's about mindset and getting out there. And, you know, if you're afraid to do a trailhead, the way that I started was I would go and park at the trailhead. I would do maybe 10 minutes out and then 10 minutes back.
Oh,
and then I just started slowly getting more comfortable and more confident with the different trailheads. And then I found a community of other hikers in the area and started to connect with them and met people for different hikes and, you know, learned about different things that were available in our area. Yeah.
And how can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook and also through my website. So the website is justhyke.com and it's JUSTHYKE.com, or my name, Melanie Michaelchuk. And can we post like
put all the
things in the links or something,
Yes,
or in whatever, you know, that techie stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
And come join us for the 7th and 8th.
The 7th and 8th for the retreat. And so the challenge is we have to figure out a name. Right now it's a description, right?
Yeah.
It's glamping, hiking, yoga, wellness, retreat.
Yeah, so if you have any ideas.
For a cool name for us.
Yeah, post them.
Yeah, we want to name the retreat something other than a description.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All
so until next time, be love and namaste, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.